Good afternoon, Lisa.
Good afternoon, Andrew.
We're in a strange position, aren't we?
We were trying to arrange ourselves around Rose, but in the end we had to make her get off
Rose
because it
Cat
wasn't
was
working.
lying on me, and this is the best position, but now she's got off anyway. But
Good.
never mind. What have we just subjected ourselves to, Lisa?
We have just watched 3-2-1 Horror from 1978. Not 3-2-1 Horror from a later point, which is marginally better.
Okay. Right. Where do we start?
Well, this is the first series of 3-2-1. So they have this weird thing of whoever wins the quiz in the first part of the show doesn't go on to play the games.
No, they come back.
They come back the next week. I think they decided after the first series, or possibly halfway through the first series, this wasn't sustainable.
We've got a theory, and we'll see if it's borne out. But yeah, so this is the period where we've got was it George the chauffeur?
George the chauffeur. She'll be in it for a bit, but yeah.
The Gentle Sex.
The Gentle Sex
with their glasses.
With their big glasses.
And the Disreputary Company, who are
Chris Emmett.
Yeah.
Dougie Brown.
At this point.
Yeah, and Debbie Arnold.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
But as always, we've got three couples.
Yeah.
The returning couple from Essex are Chris and Roger.
Yes.
Who are back for the sixth time, apparently.
So far, they've won £1,700.
Right.
Which is quite a lot of money in 1978.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of money now.
You've got Brian and Linda from the Midlands, Sutton Coldfield, I think, so Sutton Parkway.
Yes.
And then you've got Malcolm and Pamela from Yorkshire. And I've written something in brackets against them. And I've just written sex people.
Yes, because they're not... The first couple are an engaged couple.
Yeah.
The last couple are a married couple.
Yeah.
The two in the middle are friends.
Yeah. But to be honest, he's not fooling anyone.
No. I think it's like a big cover for
something.
Yeah.
Who does he look like?
He looks a bit like Jonathan King and a bit like James Saxon.
All right, from the Two Doctors, Oscar.
Or Brass.
Okay. He's got big sort of hair and a moustache, hasn't he? Yeah.
And one of those wide open 70s shirts.
Yeah. But apparently Dusty Bin's been getting fan mail, hasn't he?
He has.
And he's had a picture sent in from some school kids who've decorated their dustbins.
Yes.
It's a black and white picture.
It is a black and white picture, yes. Can't afford colour.
Nobody could afford a colour picture. But the quiz round is in 3 sort of passes, isn't it?
Yeah, so you start off getting a pound per question, and then whatever you win in the first round, you pay per question in the second round, and whatever you get in the second round, you pay per question. Play per question.
So by the end of it, you could win anything from £1 to £1,000.
To £1,000. Yes.
But the first one is signs and symbols on standard typewriters. I thought I'd written stranded typewriters.
Okay.
But, columns and announcements in papers, like sort of births and deaths.
Because I noticed Malcolm said, because I think he gave them births, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because Ted always gives them the first answer
in
this particular series. And he said death, then she said marriages, and he said in memoriam. Isn't in memoriam the same as death, technically? They let them get away with it, but...
Not necessarily, because you could do in memoriam a year later, couldn't
you? You could do what?
And in memoriam. And points of the compass.
Yes.
And like west, north, west isn't a point... No, was it?
North,
west. Yeah. That's it.
It's west, northwest.
Oh, I don't know.
Or something.
Pass 2 is football teams in the first division.
What? You're holding it out my face.
Oh, sorry. Cricket teams in, what was it, county championships. Lisa, ask me if I've got a gag about cricket.
Have you got a gag about cricket? I've got to
say that again.
Have you got a gag about cricket?
No, I'm stumped.
Oh.
That's
a Dougie Brown joke.
That's a Dougie Brown joke.
You got it here again.
And hold it over there. And Formula 1 Grand Prix races. And there's a lot of gesticulating, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of gesticulating by the last couple and hitting each other.
And they keep hitting each other for some reason. It wouldn't be allowed. The third pass, I've just written nuts. It's not to do with like notes that Sydney Newman's written.
No, it's about nuts that are commonly eaten in Britain.
Commonly eaten nuts.
Yes.
Dried and preserved fruits used in cooking.
But not ones eaten as sweetmeats.
The Disreputary Company do a blooming Bill and Ben joke at this point.
Yeah. Like 20 years after Billy Raven's
and
first show.
herbs used in cooking. And you were just saying, well, don't these people watch the herbs?
Yes, because they got sort of tarragon and dill and parsley. But I'm going rosemary, basil.
And this leads to more gesticulating.
It does.
I don't know how you can gesticulate herbs, but garlic. No, Ted
Ted
says you
garlic.
could have said garlic, and he just goes there.
Yeah.
But so what is it? Chris and Roger win again.
Yes.
At £500.
£500.
So
They've won £2,200.
They're immediately carted off, so they can't win
Stuck
any
into
more
the
money.
audience.
And the other lots have got £140 and £150. So it's what, 500, 600, £790 goes in the first round.
Before you even win whatever prize you win in the next bit.
So that's a fair old bit of money to give up, which might explain later events.
Yes.
But yes, there's some. Is it? I think it's a woman, isn't it, in the front row in a waistcoat who looks really thrilled to be there.
Really happy to be there. Yeah.
But there is an old woman later on
who's grinning like a loon.
Who's got a hat and coat on.
Yes.
Now this is the period where you get a sketch. Then you have to answer some questions.
You have to ask questions and do
a game at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
So this is a sketch which is basically a rip-off of the Munsters, isn't it?
It is pretty much, yeah.
Because who have we got in characters here?
We've got Debbie Arnold as the sort of Lily character.
Yeah.
She's even got the black hair with the white
She's got the
stripe.
same sort of dress, hasn't she? And the hairdo.
Yeah. You've got, I think it's, I can't remember what her name is. She's married to Eddie Large, so she's Patsy Large now. I can't remember what she was then.
Yeah.
She's the
daughter. Zelda.
Who is blonde and normal looking, like Marilyn. And then you get Dougie Brown as
coming in as a sort of Frankenstein's monster, but
Boris they call him.
Yeah, but they haven't quite got the makeup right.
No.
But it could be copyright, I suppose.
It could be copyright, yeah.
It's
a damn near as you can get to it without impinging the copyright.
And then Enoch Powell comes in at the end. Deary me.
Or Chris Emmett.
Chris Emmett as Enoch. They're getting their money's worth out of Chris Emmett this week.
That's a lot this week.
Yeah. But the game is they've made a load of balloon spiders, which they've drawn like faces on, and they've got like pipe cleaner legs, haven't they?
Yes.
And they're hanging from a frame.
Yeah. And then they give them like a hangman's or an executioner's mask
with a spike on
the top that they've got to burst these balloons with.
Poking at it.
Poking it with their head like this.
Like what?
Like that. That's what they were doing.
It looks damn dangerous to me.
It is dangerous if you fall over and get somebody in the leg or something.
And I just said, this is all a bit of a shambles, isn't it?
Commonly, the 1978 series
is a
shambles because they're still feeling their way around it.
Yeah.
At least there were no animals given away on this one.
Yeah, and the marking is a like who's answered the questions.
They're a bit slow.
Right? They're a bit slow. Because they got Ted's like rubbish table, and they have to pull out sort of a drawer on each side,
like
which has got the marking
thing,
and they have to turn the thing over like 1, 2, and all that. But in the end, Malcolm and Pamela, the sex people, win in the end. T'other lot are carted off, and they're promised a photo that they're going to get through the post.
Their money,
a
photo frame, and the photo will come through the post. They don't even get a dusty bin at this stage, do they?
Not? No. Do they not get a ceramic one?
I don't think so.
They give away one later.
Maybe they did, but I didn't say that. I don't know.
Anyway, we start, for some reason. The thing they get given to do with this sketch is a Chinese tea caddy.
Yes.
That didn't have anything to do with the sketch, did it?
No.
They're just making it up, aren't they?
Fortunately. It could have been very, very badly horrible.
But never mind. That first sketch was a bit of a write-off.
Yeah.
But at least we've got another exciting sketch coming up, which involves 3 witches from Macbeth. And before it's sort of almost over before it starts, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, they're doing like sort of Eye of Newton, Toe of Frog. It's not quite that.
Yeah, but what was the joke?
Somebody comes on, I don't know, because obviously neither of us is actually old enough to really remember much stuff that was going on then. But it's something to do with Jimmy Young's cookbook. So maybe he had
Jimmy Young used to do recipes.
Yeah, maybe he had a cooking slot and he had like Ramunda. I don't even know what Ramunda was.
Okay. But yeah, I just written, this was hardly worth it.
It was not worth it. It was not worth paying anybody getting dressed up for.
But it's Chris Emmett
Chris
doing
Emmett again.
Jimmy Young, and
Yeah.
he brings on a cookbook,
Yeah.
and that's his thing.
But I assume he's doing Jimmy Young. He could be doing anybody,
Right.
to be honest.
Sketch number 3. We've actually got a guest,
Yes,
finally,
one guest.
which is Bill Simpson from Dr. Finley's Casebook, apparently.
Yeah, and I have no idea. We didn't look it up to see who he
We
plays.
should look it up. But he's doing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde
Yes.
as a sort of monologue into the camera,
Yes.
isn't he, really?
Yes.
The set's not too bad.
No,
He's got
no.
like a load of
Not one of the sort of.
chemistry tubes and glassware and stuff, and he got a speaking tube thing, isn't he, that he sort of ties in a knot.
Yeah.
But he brings on a potion in a beaker, and he's about to do Kidnapped for HTV, isn't
Yes.
he? So
Yes.
he's got some work lined up at least.
He's just finished filming Kidnapped.
Yeah.
I think he said.
But the Jimmy Young cookbook is rejected, and it turned out to be a, quote, a microfilm oven.
Microfilm oven. And Ted looks and goes, microwave.
And then they bring on this, like, microwave oven, which is, like, worth over, like, 400 something
I
pounds.
think he said it was
Which for
472.
1978 is a lot of money.
Yes.
And
And it's got chicken in it.
it's got a cooked chicken
See,
inside.
I don't think you can cook chickens in a
I
microwave.
don't know.
Really.
I've just written down massive.
Massive. You could get a small child in there.
Maybe that's what it was. Sketch number 4. Oh dear. Dracula as Larry Grayson,
Yes.
as played by,
Chris Emmett.
again,
Yeah.
for this I just wrote pitiful.
It was pitiful. It was again, it was like, it wasn't even a cough and a spit, it was just a cough. It's just him coming out of the thing,
Go look at the muck
look
in
at
here.
the muck in here, and coming down the stairs.
And that's it.
That's it.
But
Lazy.
at least he stays in character for the
Yes,
rest of the
he
thing
does,
whilst he
yeah.
reads out his thing. And he leaves his a set of teeth behind, doesn't he? Does that get rejected straight away? I think it does,
Yes,
doesn't it?
because it's fairly obviously the bin.
Because it turns out to be the bin, and they
Yeah.
wheel on Dusty Bin, and sort of lift his lid up, and there's a load of bats hanging out,
Yeah.
like been attached to the inside of his lid, and a skull,
And then some dry ice.
and some dry ice coming out the top. Dearie me. So, you know, we've got this theme, and it's horror, so we've had the Munsters, and we've had Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde,
Dracula.
and Dracula. So obviously, for the next sketch, it's not even a sketch.
No.
They just,
Wheel on Barry Sheen.
well, they don't wheel him on.
Well, they haven't wheel him on, but on comes Barry Sheen.
Barry Sheen walks on with his holding his helmet.
His helmet. Yeah.
And at this point, I've written, not even trying at this point.
No. They're really not. I mean, how much did they have to pay Barry Sheen? They could have paid a decent actor to come on and do a sketch.
But this just dumbfounded me. I thought, well, this is not. Was he going to come on no matter what the theme was?
Probably. They've obviously booked him.
They
like,
booked
it's
him
a
like
horror week.
3 weeks in advance and haven't decided on
Yeah.
what the. But they try and crowbar him in, don't they? Because
Yeah.
Ted something about how like you'd be scared of
Yeah, his speed or
his
something.
speed. I don't know what it was. I didn't. Just so cross at that point. Pointless. They get rid of Dr. Jekyll's potion, which turns out to be a sauna, a home, and they have to wheel it on
They
using,
wheel it on, yeah, like
using one of those
3 minutes.
studio trolleys like
Yeah.
they've got in the Ark, that
Yeah.
they're like the monoids have got.
But I want to know what happens if you live in a flat.
But again, it's like
And
the
where
size
the
of it's the size of a small room,
Yeah, where
isn't
the
it?
hell do you put it?
How do you install a sauna in your house? I mean, it wouldn't fit. I know our house is full of stuff, but
Yeah.
what do you do? Do you have to plumb it in or what? What does it? How does it work? You haven't got to have it in an outhouse or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Mama!
Martha's upset that she hasn't won a sauna.
What's the matter?
Um,
Come on.
Martha's come now. Here she is. Sketch number 6. Well, at least they built a set for this.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Vaguely.
The Mummy's Curse, isn't it? And this they found this mummy's. Is it Dougie Brown as a
As an archaeologist.
and
Dougie
who's with
Brown
him?
and Debbie Arnold.
Debbie Arnold.
Yes.
Has he got a pith helmet on? Or is it,
Yes.
and they find this. They're in this pyramid, we presume, and they find this sarcophagus. And inside, via the miracle of CSO, there's a stripping mummy, isn't it? Who takes half his clothes off
Yes.
and obviously is wearing green or blue or something,
yeah, whatever they do
so
it.
becomes
Blue,
invisible.
probably. Yeah.
and everybody's amazed at how clever this is. Yeah, wouldn't impress me. On comes Dougie Brown. He's leaving.
Yes.
He's clearly like fed up with it.
He's clearly seen the way the wind is going on this and gone, that's it, I'm going.
So he's off to do Take My Wife, which is his new sitcom.
Which I think he did with Elizabeth Sladen.
Is it?
I think so.
God, we should look this up.
It's not available.
Well,
I did look it up once before.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he gets presented with a ceramic dusty bin for his trouble, doesn't he? And he makes a swift exit. He's out of it. You can almost hear like the sort of his feet going as he like runs off.
I can't remember who's on the next week. Who's in it with this reputable company, just reputable company the next week.
Okay.
Because you will get
a replacement.
A replacement.
Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, the helmet, predictably, turns out to be a couple of motorbikes. One of which doesn't look much more than a sort of slightly upgraded rally chopper, does it? And who is it riding it? Who's riding the big one?
George, the chauffeur.
Yeah, because she's got to.
She's got to turn it because the other one is just being pushed on with the person's feet. I think it's Patsy again. Isn't
All right, could be.
But the one that George, the chauffeur, aka Karen, is riding is actually on. And she has to sort of do a really tight turn.
She looks really scared, as though it's going to fall over and like crush her to death. Oh God, Martha, that was my belly. Honestly, talk about shambles. But yeah, you can the camera, because the camera's right up close. It's as though she hasn't got enough room to turn around because the camera's in the way, and she looks really scared on her face.
I didn't notice they did a high shot at one point.
All right.
So they've obviously got a camera crane in, They did a shot looking down on
somebody's gone up in the gallery and just stuck it out the window. Right, the tea caddy is rejected, which turns out to be a Chinese carpet.
Yes. Now, bearing in mind the couple that are playing aren't married and presumably don't live together, how would you split a carpet?
I don't know, Lisa. They might spend some time.
Yeah, so... She looks disappointed, the woman, but
might be a bit of.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one, shall we?
Okay. The glove. Well, there's not many prizes left,
glove,
is there?
Which was bought in the Mummy sketch. You didn't say that.
Did I not say? All right. The Mummy sketch led to a glove because it's what the Mummy took off.
Yes.
And amazingly, this is the car.
Yes.
And they're pleased, I guess, to win the car, but then they spend most of the time arguing about who's going to get in the driving seat.
Yeah.
And Ted has to sort of cover for that, doesn't he? Yeah. And then it's all over, apart from the fact that it's coming back on Friday.
Yeah.
He said, we're not going to wait a week, it's coming back on Friday. So
it was always on a Friday, wasn't it? First
was this one on a Saturday? I'm going to have to check.
Don't know.
But really, that was quite dreadful, wasn't it? I mean... We give 321 a lot of slack.
Yes. I mean, particularly the first series. You can see they're still trying to work out what they're doing.
Yeah.
But obviously, by this point, they must be about halfway through the series.
Yeah.
The fact that these same people keep winning the prize each week is draining their budget.
Which is why they could only afford Barry Sheen and Bill Simpson.
But how much did they pay Barry Sheen? Because he was quite a big... star at that point, I think.
I don't have the production paperwork to hand, so I can't tell you. But
it's just... There are some weeks when it's just the sort of three regulars or whatever.
Yeah.
And you go, it's like, this is just...
But this was hypnotically awful, I think, this one. But this is the thing, this got big figures.
Yeah.
People were quite happy to watch it, because it was... I guess it was unusual, wasn't it, in terms of sort of game shows and formats and things like that. So, I think I remember the early days of 321 and being quite into it, but I honestly don't remember this one. I mean,
I'm just watching Martha. She's going to do a job.
Individual plots, shall we say, and themes don't really tend to stick in my mind, which in this case I think is just as well.
Yes. Yeah.
But it does get better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the next series, the 1979 series, Paddy Russell directs it.
Well, we've said this before, but yeah.
Whatever goes wrong, she can handle it.
Paddy deals with it, but we thought about doing it for Halloween, but we're a few days late, and perhaps it's just as well. But yeah, how many times have we seen this one? At least twice
least
now.
twice
That's
now,
the frightening
yes.
thing, isn't it? That it's not like we've gone, oh, we're never going to watch it again.
No.
We said,
We
oh,
have-
let's watch horror again.
Yeah.
And then we remembered why we hadn't seen it.
Though I think I got confused between that one and there is another one.
Because there's one where John Pertwee dresses up as Dracula,
Yes.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And does he do a song or something?
Oh no, that's the much later one.
Yeah.
That one. That's not the horror
Oh, is there
one.
another one?
Yeah, that's a much later one. That's the one with Kenneth Connor in as Merlin.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
That's
mid
a phrase.
'80s one.
That's a phrase you don't hear every day, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's got Kenneth Connor's son in it. As well.
All right. Oh, blimey. Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, a lot to choose from on the
Yes.
fantasy front.
Yeah, but there is one where I think they do the Monster Mash,
Isn't there one where Frankenstein's monster comes out?
possibly.
But that could be like films or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
know.
It all blurs into one after
Yeah.
a while. But there you go.
Mhm.
There's 3, 2, 1. Horror. And I think it lived up to its name,
It
don't
did.
you?
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.